Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you all the tips and tricks and secrets that you need to know to master how to write in Spanish. And as always, don't forget to like this video. Without further ado, let's begin. One rule and trick to remember when writing in Spanish is that Spanish words are written by the way that they sound. Another important thing to remember is how to pronounce each letter of the alphabet. I'm going to link down below my very first video where I go over each of the sounds of the alphabet as well as Spanish accent marks. That brings me to rule and trick number 2. Know your Spanish accent marks. I go in full detail in the video Learn Spanish Accent Marks. But this is very important because you can completely change the meaning of a word if you do not know where to place that accent mark. Rule and trick number 3 is Spanish grammar. So Spanish grammar is not as complex as English grammar. Every sentence in Spanish both needs a noun and a verb. And there is a proper place for the subject and verb in that sentence. Usually your Spanish sentence will begin with the subject, then the verb, and then you'll complete your sentence. Another important thing to remember with Spanish grammar is the noun genders. Yes, each noun in Spanish has a gender. So it's very important that you learn and memorize each of the nouns and the gender, as the noun controls the gender in the sentence. Let's take a look at a sentence example. Here are our 2 sentence examples. We have the first example, the chair is red. So in Spanish we would say, la silla roja. So you notice here silla, which means chair, it ends in an A. So if we remember, nouns that are feminine end in A. So we see roja, which is red, will also end in that A. The next sentence we see, the red bedroom. In Spanish, el dormitorio rojo. Because the noun dormitorio also ends in an O, so rojo, which is the adjective of the sentence, will end in an O as well. So the next rule or trick in Spanish is to know your Spanish contractions. Yes, Spanish also has contractions just like in English. The Spanish contractions are a or de. So here's some rules to remember. A means upon, at, from, to, by, or for. De would mean by, because of, about, or at. So when a or de combine with the article el, then you must contract the 2 together to get al or del. We're going to go ahead and review some sample sentences so you can get a better understanding of this rule. For our first example, we have, I'm going to the supermarket. Would you write voy a el supermercado? No, that's not the correct contraction. The correct way to write this sentence would be voy al supermercado. And here's our new learned word, supermercado, supermarket. Here's the next sentence. You have to turn in the homework to the teacher. Here's how you would write this sentence in Spanish. Tienes que entregar la tarea al profesor. And here's our contraction, al. Great job. Now let's look at the Spanish contraction del. So here's a rule to remember. So when de is followed by the article el, you need to join the 2 words to create the word del. So let's look at these 2 examples. It is the neighbor's dog. So we would write this in Spanish, es el perro del vecino. And we see it here combined, del. The next example, John is the best employee of the month. In Spanish we would write this, Juan es el mejor empleado del mes. And we see it right here, del. Great job. So, rule and trick number 4 when writing in Spanish is capitalization. So in Spanish, it's much easier than English. For example, in Spanish, you do not have to capitalize the days of the week or the months of the year. Easy, right? You would only need to capitalize the first letter of the sentence, or the first letter of a title of a book or title of a movie, or when you're referring to a proper noun. The last and final trick and rule that you need when writing in Spanish is to learn your punctuation. You might have seen me mention this rule in my past videos, but punctuation is important. For example, the exclamation mark and question mark is also at the beginning of a sentence, and it's upside down. That's not something you see in English. But if you learn this rule, you'll have it all down. I'm going to go ahead and show you 2 sample sentences where you see the exclamation mark and question mark upside down, just for review. Alright, so here's our first question. We see the question mark is upside down. ¿Cómo te llamas? What is your name? And the exclamation mark here is upside down. And we have the sentence, te odio, or I hate you. And we see it, exclamation mark in the beginning and end, as well as the question mark is at the beginning and end of the sentence. And at the beginning, they are both upside down. Great job! Now let's review our 10 new learned words from today's lesson. So we have our first one, silla, chair. Dormitorio, bedroom. A, which would mean upon, at, from, to, or by. De, which means by, because of, about, or at. Supermercado, which is supermarket. Entregar, which means to deliver or give. Perro, which means dog. Vecino, neighbor. Empleado, employee. And finally our last one, odio, which means hate. Great job! That's all for today's video. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!